Welcome back, Flare community. First and foremost, I hope everyone is having an absolutely incredible weekend so far. Today, I want to bring together the pieces of the puzzle and put forward a case as to why I think Cardano and Algorand will be amongst the very first assets to be integrated with the Flare network once launched. We're going to go through this in chronological order, starting with the earliest tweet from the Flare network official account, where they actually put out a poll on Twitter and said, should ADA or Cardano be integrated as an F asset? Unsurprisingly, the majority of the community said yes. In fact, 85.3% of people agreed this would be a good idea. So they definitely started early on this, going back to March the 19th. Let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle. In this tweet, I put my neck out on the line and I said I'm throwing out a wild speculation, but I believe either Cardano or Algorand will be the next F asset to be announced, and I wholeheartedly agree with this statement. We do know, however, that no F assets will be integrated prior to the launch. This is going to be via a governance decision. I just want to show you a short portion of this video as to my reasons why I thought this may be the case. Let's check it out. When discussing the potential which the Flare network can give to assets currently lacking smart contract functionality, Hugo mentioned Cardano. This is very intriguing, as the Flare network Twitter account recently conducted a poll asking if Cardano should be integrated as an F asset, which 85% of people unsurprisingly said yes. I have no doubt that this will be one of the next assets to be integrated with the Flare network. What's even more intriguing is what Hugo mentions shortly after.
Decentralization is quite a tough topic for people to understand. And it's something that's, I feel, we've got this group of people, users and value, that exist already in our space, but are massively underutilized. Because if we think that many of the sort of leading applications now are smart contract based, really you've then got this huge kind of tail end of things, which is not accessible really to smart contracts in a decentralized way, or a trustless way. I appreciate that there are bridges that have been built to different networks. However, we've done a lot of analysis on those kind of bridges, and most of them have an element of a custodial or a centralized nature. So really, we look at this ecosystem, Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Doge, even Cardano, which today doesn't have smart contracts, or even potentially Algorand,
Even potentially Algorand. Very interesting indeed. Why would Hugo mention Algorand specifically? Just something to think about. So as I said, this video was created a couple of months ago, and it seems that the Algorand speculation has definitely almost come to fruition. We're going to find out some more details on that later in this video. So moving on, we have this here. Integration with Algorand is one governance proposal that we think pretty much the entire Flare community would support. #unleashing value. And he references an article here, but I'm going to reference a different article created by OBN News. And this article was to do with the 11.3 million funding round which the Flare network received. And in this particular article itself, we also have some information on Algorand. And I quote, "We are excited to support Flare and their commitment to bringing Ethereum virtual machine features to blockchains that do not have them. We will be submitting a governance proposal at the earliest opportunity to integrate the Algorand network and its native assets with Flare. There is an incredible unlocked value opportunity through the interoperability of all the other non-smart contract blockchains like Litecoin, Dogecoin, XLM, or XRP. we are looking forward to collaborating with the Fleur team and all of the Borderless Capital portfolio companies. And this was from David Garcia, who is the CEO and managing partner of Borderless Capital. So if you don't know what Borderless Capital is, they have a quick statement here. Borderless Capital is a modern financial institution, investing capital and building financial products that accelerate access, bootstrap adoption, and create value globally through the Algorand borderless economy. So back to the article, they are saying that they will be submitting a governance proposal at the earliest opportunity to integrate the Algorand network. And this is no surprise, I've actually covered this in a previous video. Now, what I do want to reiterate is something that I also covered in a previous video, but I'm not sure it really got the attention of many of you as it was towards the back end. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Fleur network is running on the Cardano network, which is a testnet, and the Cardano testnet actually has a block explorer, which allows you to see various transactions and a number of tokens on the platform. Now, as we can see here, we have our already integrated assets, FXRP, FDogecoin, FLitecoin, and FXLM. And these tokens are actually ordered by the amount of holders that there are in a descending order. So some of you with keen eyes may have already spotted that there are actually two more here, Fleur ADA, FADA, and Fleur Algorand, FALGO. Now, what makes this particularly interesting is the fact that these tokens actually have recent transactions. So if we go to the internal transactions here, we can see that there's already been many transactions today, and 18 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 3 hours ago, etc., etc. Now, if we move back and we go to something similar like FXRP, for example, and we check out this token, the transactions are exactly the same, which makes me feel that the Fleur development team are actually working on all of these assets together. So I feel like these particular assets, all which have 353 tokens, are actually being tested as sort of one unit. Now, this is highly speculative, of course, but it's very strange to me that all of these tokens are appearing on the testnet and have the exact same holder count. It almost makes me to believe that they are trying to preempt the next asset to be integrated or to have governance proposals. Now, we know Algorand is certainly up there because they've already announced it. They have announced that they will be issuing a governance proposal at the earliest opportunity. But that leaves question to ADA, what's going on with that? Well, for those of you who saw Crypto Eddie's recent video, you may already have an idea. Let's check it out here. Now, this is the most recent appearance from Hugo, and we're just going to give this a quick listen.
And so on top of that smart contract platform is two protocols. The first is an Oracle protocol, which allows us to get data onto the network. The second is what we call the F-asset protocol, which allows us to get assets onto the network. And what are those assets? Those assets are things like, well, specifically, we've structured it to be assets that either don't have access to the Ethereum virtual machine today, or simply don't have smart contracts. And so that's, in the blockchain space, that is, XRP, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Stellar, and then, as we've, made clear, there's other tokens that can be added through governance, and some of those that we are certainly absolutely sure people will ask for governance around are things like Algorand and Cardano's ADA token. And so what are we trying to achieve with that?
So Hugo seems very confident that Algorand and Cardano will be proposed as a governance proposal. So that sort of concludes my case, and obviously highly speculative, as I said before. So please make your own decision on that. It is my personal opinion that these two assets, Algorand and Cardano, will be one of the very first two assets to be integrated, as I said back in April. Now, before we round up today's video, I just want to bring you back to this video here by Crypto Eddie. And this is a really great video, and she brought together over 20 prominent members of the Flare community, including myself, and we had some sort of roundtable. And if you haven't seen this yet, I would highly recommend checking it out. It's great to get a perspective of all of the different people involved with the ecosystem, from signal providers to content creators to people building applications such as Flare Finance, and obviously we have words of wisdom from the man himself, Hugo Philion, the CEO of the Flare network. So I would just like to reiterate my appreciation to Crypto Eddie and Mickey B. Fresh for co-hosting and bringing this video to the community. It really is worth a watch. So with that being said, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. As always, have yourself a great day, and until next time, I'm out.